Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dares say. Isn't that right, Coogan? Hey, pull your tongue out Eddie and Frank's ringer. Dogs do that. You're not a dog, are you? Hey, you got a grip of yourself. Must be a grown man, aren't you? Hey, what's all that about? Right, let's just get stuck in here. This is the part I like best. Feeding time. Oh, yes. But before we feed and feast on all these liars, vagabonds, and charlatans, let me just give a big shout out to Porky's International. That's our other YouTube channel that we cover other sports on. So if you like other sports, tune in and have a watch. Let me know what you think. Okie dokie. Right. Josh Warrington, the Leeds Warrior. 31, 3-1. Right. Approaching 34-year-old. Knocking on a bit now for a guy who fights at this weight. And this is how I look at it. He had a good career, Josh. Overachieved. But he's got wins over Kiko Martinez twice, Lee Selby, Carl Frampton, Kid Galahad. Do you know what I mean? So he's got 5 wins there over world champions. But I think that's about his lot, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? The last time Josh Warrington, in my opinion, looked good, and I mean looked good, was the Carl Frampton fight in 2018. What was 2024? So since 2018, Frampton, he's had Galahad, he looked shocking in that. Then he fought that Sophia Takuchi. You can't really gauge anything from that. The guy were an absolute bin man, and Josh iced him in the second round. So you can't gauge anything from that at all. Then he drew with Lara. So then he got knocked out by Lara, then drew with Lara. He didn't show me anything in that draw to suggest he were back, probably because they only had just about 4 minutes, didn't they? So, because he got stopped in the second round. Then he beat Martinez, an old man, shot to bits, and he'd already beat Kiko Martinez in a mandatory decision, in 2017. So they dug him up for him and he stopped him. Well done. Then he's lost to Lopez and Lee Wood, and now he's got Kikazi, who's just done Joe Cordina. So he's not in a big reign of form, is he, really? I mean, he's got 1 win out in his last 5 fights, and he's fighting Kikazi next, who's done Cordina. So nothing personal against Josh Warrington. I just tell it straight. I was a big advocate for his dad a few years back, saying he should have been trainer at year, or he was trainer at year. He were in the runnings. He were red hot, his dad, for a couple of years, but he ain't now. I mean, it's all right getting them wins when you're slobbing about, smoking 20 Park Drive a day and a kebab, and slumming about with your belly hanging out and all your teeth missing, and God knows what haircut that on his head. You can get away with it, can't you? You know why? Because you're winning. Then once you hit like this bad run of it, 1 win in 5, and that were against an old man in Martinez. Come on. All he's beat since Frampton is the Galahad fight, which could have gone either way, Takuchi, and an old man Martinez. That's in since Frampton in 2018. So if you're not telling me Josh Warrington ain't on slide, what are you saying? If he's not on the slide, Josh Warrington, well, what's on the slide? What's on the slide if he's not on the slide, or aren't we allowed to say that? I don't know. My own personal opinion is this. The reason that they've had a few things go against them in the last few years is because they mess about, don't they? 1 minute they're with Eddie, 1 minute they're with Frank, then they're talking to Eddie, then Frank. I mean, what is it? What is this like Chisora, Don Charles? You love me not. You love me, you love me not. Oh, he loves me. Oh, he doesn't love me. Is that what it is? On all meetings that his old man's had with other promoters, I remember him having meetings with Dennis when I worked with Dennis. Who else did have meetings with? They were speaking to Aram's lot, weren't they? And trying to get something going with Ludabella. There's nothing wrong with that if you're not tied to anybody. But when they first went to Eddie and Eddie told them, look, you stay with me, you're all right. If you think the grass is greener, go. Now, they thought the grass was greener with Bricktop. He delivered them a world title, didn't he, Bricktop? Because Eddie didn't want to do that. Eddie wanted to milk them. So he delivered a world title. Bricktop got him it. What did they do? They got rid of him. You can't keep messing promoters about and then think everything's going to be hunky dory. It ain't. That's how I look at it. So, all right. So, what do I think of Josh Warrington? Can he win a world title again? Well, if he beats Kakazi, yeah, but he's been carefully matched, hasn't he? But I don't think he does. I think he's on slide. Now, that's how I look at it. If he's not on slide, well, I must have it wrong. I must have it wrong. But Josh Warrington's been knocked out a couple of times now, hasn't he? So once you can't hold a punch, it's no good. Lee Wood's done him. Lara's done him. So it is what it is, isn't it? So Father Time waits for no man. Josh Warrington will go down as a Leeds legend, the first world champion from Leeds. He's a Leeds legend, and all these team that were around him from day one, all legends. But all that team's gone now, hasn't it? There's no familiarity. Once you try and cut corners and get rid of the team, you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. What happens then? You're not getting top sparring in. You wanted to do it on cheap, so you're not as sharp, and it catches up with you. Anybody who wants to get to the top, you get top sparring, and you don't get sparring in just to get you through the shift. It's like if you're going up against Lucien Bute, like Frochware, what sparring do you get in? You get top level sparring in, don't you? Bellew, Jean Pascal, Alan Green, Bob Atchison. You get all them guys in, don't you? All top sparring. You don't cut corners, do you? You know what I mean? Unless you're trying to save money. But I think Warrington's lot, they tried to save a few quid because they've been on lesser money, and it's come back and bit them in arse. You invest in your fighter and invest in yourself. You can't cut corners at this stage of the game. Okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Do I think Warrington wins the world title again? No, I don't. All right. Go on, peace out. Thank you for subscribing to Porky's International as well, or at least having a look on our other channel. Quite funny if you like it, especially if you like other sports. Go on, booyaka. Peace out.